Santino and them.
What was it?
I didn't like that.
I did. Oh, I did.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I did.
What'd he do?
Nah, I'm with Schultz on that. There's this culture, and it's mainly a comic thing where these guys, especially Rogan, even Firing the Kid, we've given so many people platforms, and then they want to talk shit, or they're going to. So let's say you brought Marc Maron on this show, and he started going bad on Rogan. I promise you, I wouldn't add to it, or I wouldn't even give him a platform. But they decided to, so we just got to be like, oh, it's all good, it's harmless. I think it's hoe behavior. I think it's hoe shit. I think it's soft. I think it's what's wrong with comedy.
Well, what happened?
Okay, let me tell you. All right, so Maron was on Bad Friends.
Oh.
And Maron was going in on Joe Rogan and that stuff, right?
With one agenda. The only reason he came on with one agenda.
Hold on, Brendan. Yeah. And then, so Schultz goes on Rogan, and he's saying, like, he had an issue with them not having any pushback. That there was no pushback from Andrew about hey, and his whole point was that Andrew goes on Rogan, he basically really helped him blow up, and it's like, yo, have your friends back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
that's how it should work.
Now I understand that, but my thing is, like, for me personally, I think that I hope he called him and said something to him.
Right.
Like, if you really feel that way, then you call your guy and go, yo, man, what you doing? But to go on like
even though Andrew Schultz is right. Even though Andrew Schultz is right.
Even if he's
Schultz is absolutely right.
Yeah,
absolutely right.
I
would assume knowing Santino, he didn't do this for a lot of people, and I love Santino. I would assume he called Rogan and was like, dude, I didn't know it was going to go down like that. Knowing Rogan, he'd be like, it's all good, man. It's all good. Because he's untouchable.
Really, I would.
For those that aren't,
write him off.
For those that aren't, it's fucked up.
No. Oh, Rogan would write off Santino after that.
No, but I'm saying that interview happened with Marc Maron, and then recently Santino was on Rogan promoting his special.
Oh, then it doesn't matter.
No, they have. He came on Rogan before that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That came out after, Eric.
But that's what I would think, rather, because I wouldn't.
I know for a fact.
I wouldn't think that.
Rogan's I don't know. Let's check the timeline of that. I think.
Whatever,
go ahead.
Who cares, honestly? But
no. But it does matter. It does matter.
It does matter. Yeah.
Because it lends to the point to that. I don't think Rogan cares.
No,
but my thing is, like, you don't. The dude that's almost a billionaire doesn't need defense.
Yeah, I get that.
I disagree.
Yeah.
No, it's not about money. You're missing it. It's not about money.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's about being a good friend.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I guarantee you, if I go on a podcast, they talk shit about Chris, Brian, you, Jeff Dye, my Rogan. It ain't going. Whoa! What are you talking about?
Yeah,
what the fuck are you talking about?
I always think it's weird when, because it's like, dude, there's no loyalty or friendship with comics. Zero. That's zero. Right?
That's not true.
Zero.
Well, no. You're saying yes, no, I know, but here, let me finish what I was going to say. There is at base, there's none, and so if that's what being a comic is, then that's not what I am, bro. I'm a person first. I'm gonna have your back, dude. I'm not gonna there's no fucking dude. If I'm friends with Rogan. And I know Marc Maron hates Rogan. I'm not going to have him on my podcast.
You're not coming on.
That's just not happening.
I'm going to let you use my platform to shit on my buddy who has done more for you than anybody else out there.
Period.
Or let me just be the voice of a different type of feeling here. If he's on there, I think Schultz's point to me was, hey, say something in that moment.
Fine. Yes,
it's okay to have the guy on your podcast.
And then
I'd have Marc Maron if he would want to be on my small. With him. I'd be like, "What you talking?" But the thing is, I hit up Marc Maron myself. That's what I'm saying about it. I'm saying, like, instead of talking shit behind somebody's back or like whatever that is, you hit him up. Hey man, what was that? Why'd you do that? Right. I just think there needs to be more of that. But maybe that did happen. I don't know. Maybe Schultz hit up Andrew and was like, "Yo man, why you don't know?" I don't know. But I just thought that was like, oh, doing it like that. I just didn't like that. I don't like none of it. I don't like none of the talking about people like that. I just don't. I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
So this was after it says.
Yeah.
But you know what my thing is? I just think it's hoe behavior. I just think it's soft beta behavior because there's no repercussions.
Gossiping.
Yeah, it's just hoe shit. It's just chicken head shit for views because they know him talking shit about Rogan's gonna be hot.
Yeah, I don't. If I'm talking shit about someone, it's joking or on the group text.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So this is what I meant, right? So he was on Bad Friends in August, and then Andrew was on after.
Yeah, so Rogan doesn't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't care because Schultz brought that up. He was like, "You better than me, man," because I wouldn't, And it's like, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, that sucks. There's so many other things to talk about, but it's like, I get it. But you know what? Again, that's his friend, and he was really adamant about like, I didn't like that, and I get that, whether he's right or wrong.
Who's his friend?
No, I get why Schultz is on there saying that. Like he's on Rogan being like, dude, how could you do that? Why would you? This guy with whatever. But I just think it's like, damn.
Yeah, but those guys don't keep the same energy for everybody because Rogan's the king.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, if that makes sense.
Of course, yeah.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is this, like, you know,
where's this energy for Brian? Where's this energy for Brian who had on? I can go through the list who we've had on before they made it.
You know what, Brandon? That's the first thing I thought. The first thing I thought was like, oh well, where was this energy for Chris? Mm-hmm. You know, where was this energy when all that stuff was going on?
You guys just gonna write Chris off? You just gonna write Brian off?
Yeah, all of that. So I just go, so that's what I'm saying. It's easy to defend the guy that doesn't need defense. Eric,
the reason they're defending him because Rogan, you know, it is what it is, human nature. But the reason they're defending Rogan because he can still help them. Chris can't, I can't, Brian can't.
Right. Yeah. It's
that's what I'm saying.
Don't get it twisted.
Period.
Yeah. No. Listen,
they don't care about anyone.
Yeah. That's
no.
But
and if Rogan fell off, they wouldn't care about him.
What I'm saying is, I do. I care about.
Yeah, you do.
I care about how.
I do too.
All this.
So does Brendan.
You know what I mean? So I didn't like. You know, even for Marc Maron, I was like, I don't like this look for you.
Yeah, it doesn't. It
you know what I mean? Like I'm not. I said this to him to his face. You know.
No, I know.
You know, he said to me. He walked up to me and he was like, yo, man, I'm not bitter. I'm not jealous. At the worst, I'm old. And I was like, Mark, if it looks like
no, you're a bitter bitch. But here's the thing. The way it works in the world I come from is Marc Maron, with all the shit talk he's talking about, with all the Rogan-verse, and you guys aren't going to condone this, he needs to get fucking punched in the face. That's how this should go.
Well, behind a mic,
if you're going to talk all this shit
behind a mic,
and you get physically assaulted, you're going to stop.
Right.
You fucking cuck. Go complain to your cats. Go do your shitty comedy and go back into your dungeon.
Well, see, this is
fuck that, dude. I'm done being nice to him, and I was a fan of Marc.
I get it, dude. I understand. I get people. I would say people on on the base level need to get punched in the face more. I would say. I'm not. Do I condone somebody punching Marc Maron? No, but like it's like
I do.
I understand what. Well, look, it's that whole thing. Like you say, keep that energy. That's what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Well, the reason he can go to podcasts do is because there's no repercussions.
Because it hasn't happened.
Because he's around other cucks.
I know. But in a way, it does happen because people like you, people like, certain people will look at this and be like, why is he doing this? And then you just, whether you like it or not. I don't think that people who like I'd rather have a fan base that truly appreciates me than people watching because of gossip shit. I talked about on my podcast, I talked about the old when Robert De Niro was on Sesame Street in 1980 something. And I talked about
Brendan Schaub went off on Andrew Santino and Marc Maron. That's the first time I think that Schaub ever was like, oh, Maron needs to get punched in the mouth. They first started talking about the Akash thing, and then it led into that, and once again, protecting Daddy Rogan. I mean, literally in that, Brendan Schaub was calling him King Rogan. I mean, whether you agree with their point or not, and to some degree, I do see their point, because they got their little Rogansphere click, but Schaub, once again, was the first person, him and Callan, to throw D'Elia under the bus, and then Schaub threw Callan under the bus and kicked him off the Fighter and the Kid podcast. But Schaub's been on this energy. Remember when he first went after Bert? And then he referenced the Santino thing. But it's one of those weird things to which they're mad more than Joe Rogan is. Like, Joe Rogan's not even that mad about it. And like Eric said, he had on Santino after that or something. So Rogan himself isn't even that mad, but this is just the bickering within the Rogansphere, because the guys who are truly out in the Rogansphere are trying to get back in. Don't think that Schaub doesn't realize that Rogan only has him on twice a year for fight companions, when he used to just be on the regular podcast all the time. And Rogan now will have on Burt and Santino way more than he'll have on Schaub. And Schaub sees that. So Schaub is trying to signal to Rogan, hey, these guys, they don't really have your back. I'll be in your foxhole, B. I'll be the one who's really protecting you, Rogan. Like when he tells Callan, nobody likes you, Callan. Only I like you. And stuff like that. So the entire thing is just insane and hilarious to me. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.